Welcome to day one of the 43rd National AXO Competition, Ignite. I'm Kat Peoples. We're excited you've joined us. We invite you to support all of today's contestants using the chat feature. We also encourage you to share today's event with your networks. Now, without further ado, enjoy today's presentations. Let's meet the judges.
Hello. Thank you for watching the 43rd NAACP AXO Filmmaking Competition.
And action. Hello. Welcome to the filmmaking competition. My name is Monda Webb, and I am the owner of Little Known Stories Production Company. I'm a writer, director, producer, and I seek to find those unknown stories that are in the pages and tell them through a literary or a visual lens. So I'm happy to be here today and support the young people in their quest to be great. And with that, I'm going to kick off to the next judge. Rachel?
And as you said, action. I'm so sorry. My name is Rachel Figueroa, and I'm currently in Los Angeles, California at Thunder Studios. I'm coming to you live from a craft service closet. We are currently on set. This is about my 5th year judging here, and I'm honored and happy to be back. I do an array of reality TV shows, you name it, I've probably shot it. Love and Hip Hop, The Apprentice, Project Runway. I am a supervising producer, so I deal more with logistics and creative. Good luck. And here goes the third judge, Clarissa.
Good afternoon. My name is Clarissa Crawford. I am joining you from Atlanta, Georgia. I am really happy to be here. Missed last year, but I'm happy to be back this year judging the filmmaking competition. I am a creative producer and strategist, and I facilitate the creative process for artists by connecting them to different resources and opportunities to help amplify and expand their practice. So very excited to be in the filmmaking competition. It's my favorite, and looking forward to the lovely presentations we'll see.
Thank you, Clarissa. So we're not going to waste time. I'm going to bring up our first contestant. Her name is Ava Arnold, and she is out of Dayton, Ohio. Ava?
Hello, my name is Ava Arnold, as she said. I'm from Dayton, Ohio, and I went to Stivers. I graduated this year, so this year is my last year, sadly. I created most of my films there. That school is where I've made videos since I was a little kid, but that was the first time I've actually made any real films. And the one that you're going to see today is one I made this year.
Thank you. Ava, what's the title?
The title is Caregiving.
Thank you.
Okay, so caring for a parent that has multiple health conditions is a challenge. And one of the things that I do with that is try to make sure that she has all her needs met and able to function better than she would be without the support. And it is a big job. So for me, on a daily basis, is pretty much following up on her medications and making sure she's eating the right foods when she should, and giving her the opportunity to try to do a few things on her own without help, but also with supervision, because her conditions, it makes it difficult for her to get around. She changed. That's what she told me. But along with that, it has I have the added benefit of getting to know things about, my mom that I didn't know before, because we actually had time to sit down and talk. So that's the good thing about that. Being a caregiver is a very hard job, because you have to carry all the emotional baggage along with keeping up with all the things a person needs, and that's really the truth of it. And it's pretty much the basics. It's the day ins and day outs of taking care of somebody, and each day is different. Feels good sometimes to go away and say, hey, she's better, that we're there taking care of her.
Pepper. She's ignoring me.
Thank you, Ava. We appreciate you sharing with us. So, the judges may have some questions for you, and remember that we are judging on creative, production, sound, and post production. So, I just wanted to ask you. I'm just going to start off by asking, you're a young person, and you are writing about something that impacts a large part of our population here in America. What made you decide to do this film on caregiving?
Well, my dad takes care of our grandma, so he leaves a lot of times, like on certain days, to go take care of them. And I thought, why not capture that, because it's there in front of me every day. So I just wanted to make a short film about it.
Okay, and what was your overall? What do you want people to do when they see this? Is there any type of call to action, or is it was just something you just wanted to capture?
I just wanted to capture it. It's more like a peek into someone's a lot of times you'll know people who have to deal with that, but you don't really know what it's like or what it's like for them, because it's there, but you won't really know unless they tell you what it's like.
Thank you.
Go right ahead.
Eva. I'm curious about any challenges that you may have experienced during this process and how you overcame them.
For me, it was mostly finding time. I only got to shoot one day because, they're in there taking care of her, and you can't really just interrupt. So almost every shot I got, I had to get on the same day. Time was the biggest problem for me because she has doctor's appointments, and she has 7 sons. So I can't just go over there every day. My dad's over there on a specific day that I can go with him.
Well, thank you, Ava. As Wanda said, it is a deep topic prevalent in society today. What was the significance of the snow? You showed that several times. Did it mean anything?
The snow was just on the drive there and then leaving, so it was just like a bookend.
Time lapse, like a time lapse.
Yeah.
Got it. Well, I thought you did a wonderful job with something so deep and intricate.
Thank you. Thank you, judges.
Thank you.
Thank you. Now we have a few more minutes. Clarissa, did you have anything else you wanted to ask our young filmmaker?
Yeah, thank you so much. So I'm also curious, Eva, if you could tell us just a little bit about the equipment that you use. What camera did you shoot with, and the editing process?
For the camera, I can't remember the exact model, but it's like a Sony camcorder. You can hold it with your hand, and I held it like handheld most of the time because it felt more like a home video or something. So I didn't use a tripod. And editing, I used Premiere Pro, and it's a really short video, but it took me like 2 days to edit it. I don't know, it just took me longer than usual.
Yeah, that editing process is where the story comes together, but you did a really beautiful job capturing that.
Thank you.
Again, Ava, I have a question for you. You said you only had 1 day to shoot, so your grandmother, she's in a facility then? Or...
No, she's at her house, but she has dementia, so some days are better than others, and sometimes you just can't be over there interrupting. Like it's her memory mostly. So just some days are more difficult than others, and you can't just record all the time.
So did you have a shot list? Did you know what you were going to shoot when you went in for the day? Did you have it planned out? And if you did, how much was kind of extemporaneous? Like, oh, I think I should get this versus what was on your list, if any?
I didn't have a shot list, but I had an idea of what I wanted to shoot. I usually don't create storyboards or things like that for mine unless it's like intricate and needs like planning. But for this, I had an idea. Like usually when I make films, I go for a vibe or like something like that. So I wanted for sure to get like images of the stuff, like the pill bottles and things like that, and the shots of them at a distance. I didn't want to get too close because then it would be a little too personal. I wanted it to be more universal. And For me, the hardest part was actually the interview with my dad. It was really long, and I had to figure out which shots to put where and how to edit the parts that you needed to hear and the ones that didn't need to be there. That was the hardest part for me.
Excellent. And I will tell you, as you grow, you will be storyboarding. It might be stick figure,
Yeah.
but you know that the storyboard is key. So, ladies, we are almost at time. To our fellow judges, any other questions for Miss Ava?
She answered, I wanted to know who shot and edited, but she said she did, and where her storyboard was, but she said she wasn't a fan of it. So thank you for
Yeah.
answering some of my questions.
I have one more question. I'm curious about who your inspirations, your filmmaking or artistic inspirations are. Who inspires you in your work?
Um, I well, you can't see it for this one, but I really like Wes Anderson. A lot of my favorite films are by Wes Anderson, and a lot of these are animated, but a lot of films by DreamWorks I really like, and I like really stylized films, but I don't usually do that with my own work. I don't know why.
Okay.
Okay. So, judges, any other questions? Okay. Well, thank you, Miss Ava Arnold. We appreciate you sharing with us. And we are going to bring in our next filmmaker, E.A. Coakley. I hope I pronounced it right. Portion of the AXO competition. Our next filmmaker is, I get a second bite at the apple here. I, Coakley, out of DeKalb County in Georgia. Tell us who you are and the name of your film, and we're ready.
Hi, my name is I Coakley. I recently graduated from DeKalb School of the Arts in Decatur, Georgia, and I'm representing DeKalb County NAACP Branch 5192. I'm competing in the filmmaking category today, and today I'm here to talk about and watch my film, Malignancy.
My bad. Did you want those?
No, they're all yours.
What's your name?
Raven. So you want to explain who that was? Or are we just going to keep arguing?
No, stop.
Because I don't
Do
want to
not.
argue
We're
with
not
you.
doing this.
Stop.
Now.
I don't want
this
to.
is the third
Well,
fucking
we have
week.
to because you're not speaking
No,
to me. So
because
tell
you
me who
always
that
come to
bitch
me with
was.
some
Or
bullshit.
I'll go answer
I
that
be
bitch
living
who
my
she
life,
was.
and you
I'll
always
fuck
think
you
I'm
down.
doing
I'll
some
ask her
dumb
about
shit.
you always
No,
do some
stop
dumb
that.
shit.
Just stop it
Stop
right
what?
the fuck now.
I'm trying to talk to you. Just talk to me.
You're
then.
yelling
Talk to me.
again,
I'm
and
not
I'm
fucking.
sucking.
I'm not fucking
Done
yelling
with
at
it.
you. Don't do that shit. I'm yelling at you. Okay. Okay. Then who the hell was she?
You, nobody.
She was
Nobody. No.
What? I'm not good enough for you? I'm not that skinny white bitch you rapping at? If she was nobody, why were you talking to her
What the
for so
fuck
long?
is wrong with you?
What do you mean what's wrong with you? What's wrong with you?
Are you deaf? Are you deaf? Are you stupid? Do you hear how stupid you sound right now?
I'm stupid. I'm stupid. I'm so stupid. Why don't you call one of your other hoes? Why don't you text one of them?
God,
Hit
why
one of
are
them
you
up.
such a bitch?
Fuck you. Fuck you. I'm sick of this shit. Fuck you. So you just cheating on me now? What the hell you looking so weird for?
Did you not just get out the car?
Stop trying to change the subject.
Didn't we just have this conversation?
Why are you acting like that?
You know what? You're right, babe. I'm sorry.
Alright.
Shouldn't have done that.
So you did cheat on me. You two-timing whore. Fuck you. So you just cheating on me now?
Babe, it'll never happen again. I don't even know her. We weren't even doing anything. Did I ever tell you I really like your hair today? Is that top new? I know I messed up. I already said I won't do it again. Babe. I love you.
Yay! The eyes literally have it. So, I congratulations on completing that film. Can you tell us the inspiration behind it?
The inspiration for this film came from about a couple months ago when Valentine's Day was starting up, and a lot of people were telling me about how bad their Valentine's Days previously was, and how if they could go back in time, they would fix a lot of things. And I kind of took that idea and ran with it. So
Okay, I feel you. I feel you. So, if I was fortuitous enough to get a second chance of pronouncing your name, if we could all get second bites at the apple, right? So, I'm going to go ahead and call on Rachel or Clarissa to see if they have any questions for you. Good job.
Yes. Good job. So did you shoot and edit this film yourself?
yes, I did.
And what was the significance of the glasses when they had one piece missing versus two? Was it you have a piece of me, the eyes are the like? What was the significance in your mind? I know what I got. I would just like to know the actual truth.
Okay, so the one lens glasses signified the strain and the pressure of the relationship, essentially. So the glasses originally were pretty clear when they first met. 6 months later, they're all busted up. We have one lens in them, so that signifies just how much strain and pressure the relationship has been on. So
Got it.
Very deep symbolism. Thank you so much for offering that context for us. I'm curious about casting and what that process was like for you and how you landed on the final cast that we just witnessed the great work of.
So one of my friends is a registered SAG actor, and she was really interested in the script I gave her when I was trying to audition people, and she did a great job auditions. I thought it was natural that she get in. And then the guy is my friend, and doesn't act that much, but I've seen him act a few times, and he was fantastic in them. So I tried to get him audition to the role, and he absolutely killed it. He was perfect for the role. He did play a role that is very like opposite to his normal character and his personality. I mean, so that was a bit of a challenge for him. But once he got past that hurdle, he did a great job. So.
Oh, so he's a normal cheater. Did you hear me? I don't think he heard me.
He's just that cool. He's like, let's see, can I go back and do this again if I get the wrong answer?
Can you tell us, so it sounds like you wore a couple of different hats in this process. So director, casting director, videographer, editor. Which role did you enjoy most and which role challenged you the most?
Okay, wow, that's a good question. Writing is probably my favorite part of this whole experience. I wrote this script in about a month it took me. I didn't have much time to write it, but I wrote it in a month, and then I really just spent a lot of time fleshing it out, getting it better, keep adding until the script. One thing that really challenged me about the thing was the actually shooting it, because a lot of times what happens is that the traffic would be too loud, or a lens might stop working mid set, or the camera might have dust on it. You can see it on the film. We might have to reshoot because it's raining. There are so many inconsistencies and problems, in the actual shoot. That became the most challenging aspect for me to try to hurdle over. So.
Did you write in the curse words, or were they just so passionate about what they were going through that they decided to just amplify what you wrote?
In that first scene when they're arguing, a lot of them were improv. I just let them go with where they want to go, and they went that direction. So.
Yeah. They put some emphasis on those failings.
Yeah, and one thing about directing, you are the leader of the shop, and problems are going to come. So it seems as if you did a really good job with tackling those challenges and overcoming them, and being a quick thinker and being able to pivot, think on your feet, go back, do reshoots, whatever you needed to do in order to get it done. So congratulations with that.
Thank you.
And can you just go with the title? Where did you get the title from?
Yes. So originally, this film's name was Toxic. And I thought that was a very boring and overused title. And I was like, that's not really a great word. So I did some research in like the thesaurus, found the malignancy, which is essentially like a tumor of somewhat, right? And I thought that was a much more accurate representation of a relationship than say just calling something toxic. But that was a much more encapsulated word than just saying calling something toxic. And so I picked that word instead.
It's like the word entanglement. You created a whole new thing.
Ah.
I'm gonna borrow that word.
Okay. Judges, do we have any other questions for I?
Oh, I think we're good. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you all for your poignant questions, and I thank you for your art. We'll be back after this commercial break with our next contestant, Alicia Brown.
Hi, my name is Alicia Brown. I'm 17 years old and I'm representing the San Antonio NAACP AXO branch number 6220 with my film called The Little Things.
Well, Alicia, thank you. You did my job for me, dear.
Oh,
I'm going to hire you on a future set. You know what to do. But anyway, we look forward to watching your film. And Lily, we're ready.
Unlike the basis fabric of this vision, the cloud-caped towers, the gorgeous palaces, the solemn temples, the great globe itself shall dissolve. And like this insubstantial pageant faded, leave not a rock behind. We are such stuff as dreams are made of, and our little lives are rounded with sleep.
How was that?
It was great as always. Now can we go? What am I looking at? Nature, it's beautiful. Yeah, and that's the sky, and those are some rocks. Yay. Well, we're gonna see even cooler things when we start the hike. Oh my gosh! I just got a huge audition. We gotta get home. But you promised me. We could do it some other time. I promise. We'll do it some other time. But I really have to go home and do this now. This is important. Come on. But you never do anything with me. We have to go. We're leaving now. But you promised me. I have to get this important. You never do anything with me. Now. Fine. Leave me like you always do. You know what? Find your own way home. Let's do this.
Peter Piper picked a pack of pickled peppers. Peter Piper picked a pack of pickled peppers. Sally sells seashells by the seashore.
Hi, I'm Maya Monet. You look as if you were dismayed. Unlike the baseless fabric of this cloud towers, we are such stuff as dreams are made on. And our little lives are rounded to sleep. Thank you. Yes! Yes! Done! Alea, I'm done! Alea? Alea? Oh, no. Alea! Alea! I couldn't find her anywhere. It really is beautiful. It's like I can hear her voice. Oh my god. What are you doing? Oh my god! Alea! I'm so sorry. So sorry. It's like a whole different world. Oh my gosh, it does. Oh man, that was fun. Yeah. Man, more people should live like this. Yeah, people just have to find joy in the little things. Racia! Hey, cheater!
All right, Alicia, well done.
Thank you.
So, my dear, tell me, you made some very interesting decisions as a young filmmaker, and I wanted to ask about a couple of things. First of all, what made you decide to do the extreme close-ups for the argument scene?
For the extreme close-ups, I thought it would be fun to find ways to show the intensity between both characters. Alea, the one who wanted to be in the trail, she was upset that her sister didn't want to be with her, that she wasn't taking her to the trail or spending time with her like she wanted. While Maya was upset that her sister didn't understand how important her audition was. And so I thought it would be fun to show the physical traits of that emotion, since it just happens. There's like anger like one time in that scene. So I thought it'd be fun to do close-ups. And there's also a little clip where Alea goes like this. She's like, you never do anything with me. And I felt like that was cool to kind of show her desperation, like reaching out, wanting to be with her sister in the midst of her anger. So that was my choice for that.
Okay, and did you shoot, did you use different lenses?
I shot with. You cut out a little bit for a second, but you said, what did I shoot with?
Yeah.
Yes, so I shot with 2 different cameras. One of them was a Canon HD camcorder called the EOS C100 Mark II, and then I also shot a few of the scenes with a Canon PowerShot called the SX530HS.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that. And I know Rachel's probably going to ask you about your storyboarding, so, one of the judges.
In my mind. No, I was going to ask, is that your storyboard behind you? And I was also going to note, Mamda, when she first introduced herself, you were like, wow, lady, you can be on set. And you took my job. I see. You're a very, very good actress.
Oh, thank you.
A filmmaker, writer, and producer. You did very well, making yourself cry and changing your voices and all of that good stuff.
Thank you.
Can you walk us through your storyboard behind you?
Yeah, so you can't see it that well, so I'm actually going to screen share it. But before I do, I just want to say I used a website called Storyboard That to use it, and they have pre-made templates for the characters, so it doesn't look exactly like us, but it tells the story. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen now.
Thank you. Well, maybe you can make the technology where things do look like us. I think you could do it.
Yes,
I agree.
So can you all see it now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, awesome. So to break down the film, in the beginning we open up with the blue background. Maya is performing a Shakespeare monologue, and I went with the blue background because I thought it would be cool to show. I thought it would represent her just like being in her own dream world, especially since it pops out of that. And you probably noticed that it was very wrinkled. And the reasoning for that is because she has these dreams of acting and doing all this stuff, but it's misconstrued because she values acting over her family, or at least over spending time with her sister in the situation. So that's why it was wrinkled. And on the side, we have Alea. She's in her own world drawing, and she's wanting her sister to take her to the trail. She knows that her sister is not going to. So she takes matters into her own hands and then pulls her out of the room. One thing that was important to me was the flower that she was drawing, because to me flowers symbolize life, and so she's in the process of drawing that, and that's something that gives her life, drawing and just being in the present moment. Okay. So like I said, she pulls her out of the room, they go to the trail, and while they're at the trail, Alea is having the time of her life. She's having a lot of fun, while Maya is not. She just doesn't vibe with nature. I used a montage here to show the contrast of their personalities. So Alea clearly loves the nature. All of her scenes are really pretty and they're bright, and I think she looks gorgeous in all the scenes. Meanwhile, Maya is just not having fun. She's like being chased by flies, and she's just making the time worse for herself. So that shows the contrast, as well as with the music. Alea's was very upbeat, while Maya's was more intense. Then they get to a stopping point, and Alea just wants to take in the nature. She's extremely mindful, which I think is really good, especially for a 13-year-old. And she just wants to take in how beautiful the nature is, but Maya doesn't comprehend that. And also with that, I was playing with cinematography. It was my first time playing with that, and I thought it'd be cool to make it really bright, so the vibrance was like way up for that. But I thought that was fitting because it's the way that Alea sees nature. She thinks she's passionate about it, she thinks it's wonderful, so it was really bright for her. But of course, Maya doesn't see it the same way. When her phone dings and she sees that she got an audition, which a lot of times you get text messages when you get auditions, she gets excited and is like ready to throw out their plans and start preparing for her audition. This leads to the argument. Going back to how we talked about the close-ups, that's what the intense music, I used music that was like rising action, and there are different close-ups on their body movements and their mouths and their hands, was meant to show how angry they were with each other. Maya ends up leaving her sister alone at the park, which, I mean, I couldn't ever imagine doing that. But she gets home to film for her audition for this prepping for her audition, I wanted to use music that was like game time because that's what she feels really in the zone when she's acting. I tried to set a foundation that like that was what she was passionate about and very serious about. So then
Okay. Oh, Alicia, sweetheart. So I have to cut you short here because we don't have much time, and I want to give our judges some time to ask you some questions. But I can tell that you have been very thorough with not only your research but with this storyboarding. So I'm very impressed with that. Thank you so much for taking us through it. Clarissa or Rachel, I know you have questions.
Yeah, so yes, thank you so much, Alicia, for just giving us a peek into your process. As Monda mentioned, I can also tell that you were very thorough, very intentional about the details in this beautiful work that you've created. And I'm curious about what challenges may have popped up that were not, a part of what you planned and how you dealt with that.
Right. So the biggest challenge, and I'm not going to lie, it made me cry. I did 2 days of footage. We had so many hours, and then when I got to edit, they all deleted. All the footage deleted, and we were almost done. So I think that was the biggest challenge, and I was going through all these hoops trying to figure out how to get the videos to come back. After about 3 days, somehow they magically reappeared, so that was really good. But how I had to overcome that challenge was learning how to make sure that didn't happen again. So I learned that you have to, before you use an SD card, you have to reformat it for a Mac. So you have to change it to exFAT. So I learned, and now that will never happen to me again.
Beautiful.
Back, you didn't give up.
Thank you. Me too.
Rachel, did you have anything?
No, the storyboard, and I'm sorry that we had to cut you, but thank you.
Oh, no problem. You're welcome.
Yes, thank you so much, Alicia.
Thank you guys. Thanks for having me.
We'll probably see you on one of our sets the next couple of years.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, my dear.
Emmys or something. You go, girl.
Thank you. Okay, bye.
Bye. So we're going to go for our commercial break. And Okay, welcome back to the filmmaking portion of the AXO competition. Our next young filmmaker is Vincent Holloway out of Fort Worth, Texas in Tarrant County. Hi Vincent, how you doing? Tell us who you are and what your movie is.
Hi, how are you?
Good.
Hi, my name is Vincent Holloway. I'm an 18-year-old graduate of Cedar Hill High School. I will be attending the Los Angeles Film School here in August. And today I'm representing the Fort Worth Tarrant County branch of the NAACP and presenting my film, Red Rider. Thank you. Also, I was told that they were presenting it, so do I need to pull it up or is somebody going to put it on?
Yeah, they're going to put it up. If you have your storyboards, I will get those ready.
Yeah, they're
Okay. Thank you, Vincent. Great job, Vincent. I guess your brother's Dalton. He took one for the team, huh?
Yes, I did not hold back on those punches at all. Those were real.
Oh man, I really enjoyed that. It was extremely creative, and you know, you did the number one rule for any filmmaker is to show, not tell, and I think you did that extremely well. I wanted to ask you about your decision to break the fourth wall, as we say, at the very beginning when he's getting the mission. The woman looks directly at the camera, so I don't know if that was purposeful or if it just had to happen like that. So talk to me a little bit about that. And again, very good job with the effects, your music choice, very good choices. So talk to me about that, then I'll open it up to other judges.
Just for that part, I did want it to kind of be a fourth wall breaking situation because I wanted you to kind of feel like you're in the shoes of 42. You know, he's like, so what you got for me? You know, I feel like she's talking to me.
Okay, fair enough. Thank you.
As Manda pointed out, I love the choice of music. I love the fact that at the end you rode off to the sunset. What made you choose Cookies as the package?
So, like I said, we took a trip down there for spring break, and I was like, what can we use as a incentive? You know, like what type of product would he be bringing that he wouldn't really be happy about using? Like in the beginning, you saw when he opened it up and looked, he was like, really? I feel like Cookies would be kind of a downgrade for somebody who's a secret agent.
I love the reaction shot of the baby. Melted my heart.
So beautiful. So I'm curious, Vincent, about the process for this all coming together. I know that you said that this was created while you were on a trip there. So I know that you have some of a storyboard that you can share with us. But yeah, I'm just curious about how you knew you were going to be there for a short amount of time and how this all came together.
Okay, so I was planning on doing AXO, and it was kind of winding down and getting a little bit close to the deadline for the local, and I hadn't really had a for sure idea of what I wanted to do yet. I had like 3 ideas, and when I just got down there and I saw the scenery, I saw exactly what I envisioned for this film specifically. So I was like, all right, let's just go for this one.
Love it. Is there anything with your storyboard that you wanted to share with us?
Yes, I have a storyboard and a whole spiel of the movie.
Awesome.
Which one? I'll start with the spiel and then I'll show you guys the storyboards.
Okay.
This film, my inspiration for it was kind of just to make a fun action movie for all ages. As you guys can see, you guys were laughing. I showed it to my little cousins. They were laughing. It's completely unlike, I did submit a film last year. It was about COVID, a homeless man. It's completely, not anything about COVID, not serious at all. I did shoot this on my iPhone 11. I used a handheld tripod device and an electronic tripod device, which I put a little dot in my pocket, and it followed me around on some of the pan shots. I did have to have my mom shoot the one where I was chasing my brother. On top of that, it was not supposed to be a silent film in the beginning, but I left my Tascam in the car, and we were kind of far away from it. So on the go, that was kind of one of those things that happens in the filmmaking. Something goes wrong. I was like, all right, let's make it a silent film. And I do watch a lot of anime. I draw inspiration from that. So that's why I went with the subtitles, because I watch it in Japanese. But I wanted to make it super seamless and make it feel like you're not really reading subtitles, but just saying the words. So I made sure to have them super big and vibrant. The color of them is yellow and not white. And I put that big black outline around it just so it's super easy to read. And I try to keep the script simple too. I shot this all in 2 days. All the scenes were shot in Los Angeles except for the opening scene that was shot here at my school. But I was a virtual learner last year, so I had to get permission from my film teacher to come up there and talk to the school. And I shot for around 30 minutes. So that classroom scene, I edited it on Premiere Pro and Adobe After Effects. The After Effects being that the red sparks that you see kind of fly from his board, kind of give him his name and a little bit of personality on the character. And a lot of color correction. to make it seem like different times of day, even though it was all shot at one time. Music production, it took me a minute to find those jazz songs. I didn't really kind of want to go with like a Mission Impossible type song theme for the film, because that's kind of like every action movie. I thought the jazz music would fit this one well, especially with the way the scenery looked. That's that for the spiel.
Thank you for sharing that. I just want to note that I thought that your ability to pivot, right, because it wasn't planned to be a silent film, but your ability to pivot and create and produce what you have really speaks to just like your talent. So really good job with all of that. I would have never known that that was not planned.
The fact that you got into a closed school during COVID.
Yeah. That took me a minute. I had to call my teacher and ask her, and I was like, I had to go through the counselor. I was like, what is my teacher's extension, this and that, and I called her, and I was like, I know I'm not really allowed to come up to the school, but, can we make it work? And she was like, of course. So that.
I did have one more question. Was there any connection, do you have any connection to the emblem that was on the back of the jacket of Agent 42?
No, I got that from a thrift shop.
Okay.
Good prop.
Yep.
All right, so
I'll share my screen.
You're going to show a little bit of the, okay, and we don't have too much time left, but definitely just kind of give us an overview of your storyboard and how closely you followed it.
I say pretty almost spot on. With this one right here, I really wanted to get that aerial shot in there. I kind of wanted to have this film with like a multitude of shots that you don't really see all that often, and things like that POV with my skateboard on the mobile, and shots like this aerial shots like the box sliding across the table behind the photo, things like that, which all you can see here in this first video. This is just me riding through Venice Beach here on the left, and on the right, breathing through all the crowd. My brother being a spy, watching me.
Is there a significance for the number 42?
Nope. 42. When I was thinking of a name, that was literally just the first thing that came to my mind, and I felt like that one kind of worked and fit it. So, yep, just me riding through the beach, him running away with my package, and me chasing, me beating him up. That was probably the most fun part of the shoot right there, because we actually had to do it a few times. So I got.
Credit your mother for holding the camera so steady as both her sons fight.
Yeah.
Trooper.
Very good.
Yep, 42's late as usual. This is actually my father, and he actually acts like this all the time, so he didn't have to do this much acting. Yep, and just the girl Amelia. So Amelia actually is my sister's friend's daughter. So, and we only had a little bit of time to get it all in because the mom had to go do something. So I was really thankful that she let us use her kid.
Yeah, I mean, you got the money shot too. I mean,
yeah.
that was incredible.
Thank you. And that's it for my storyboards.
Thank you. Judges, did you have any more questions for Vincent?
I don't. Vincent, you did a wonderful job, though.
Thank you.
Thoroughly entertained.
Yes, thank you. LA will be lucky to get you.
Thank you for having me.
All righty. So we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we are going to hear from Dream Drummer. Lily?